Hello bibliophiles! Welcome again to my bookish video. So today's video I will be sharing to you the books that I have read so far this year in 2024. And then I will be talking about each of the books, but I am hoping not to have any sort of advanced information or somehow spoilers. So I will try my best not to give any information that might spill what the entirety of the book is all about. So I am hoping that I can do that. So to start with, I have here one of the books that I love so much. I did not really expect what really happened because it was really a twist in the story, and it is something that I was not really expecting. So for me, it is a very exciting thing that was being done in this book. So the first book, it's entitled Pony by RJ Palacio. She is one of my most favorite writers. I have 4 of her books, and then so far I love her writing. So Pony, I would like to read this one here at the back. Love is a journey without end. Reader, beware. Once you open Pony by RJ Palacio's astonishing new novel, your life will no longer be your own. From the first pages, I fell under the thrall of the remarkable Silas, a boy as wise as he is brave, who converses with the living and the dead, and who carries the weight of the past even as Pony carries him to rescue his father. I gave up on food, drink, paying my bills. Nothing seemed more important than finding out what happened to Silas in this utterly absorbing, beautifully written book. So it's one of the comments made by Margot Livesey, author of Eva Moves the Furniture and the Boy in the Field. So again, it talks about a boy named Silas who has a friend in the name of Mitten Wool. And take note guys, Mitten Wool is a ghost. Okay? So at the same time, Silas met this pony. Okay? For him to be able to find and save his father. Okay, so that's the first one. So I will really recommend this book. A wonderful read. Another by the same author is Wonder. Okay, by RJ Palacio. So it is already been made into a movie. Okay, and question, why is it called Wonder? So if you are going to read this book, you will be able to find out why it's entitled Wonder. So Wonder actually is a tale of a boy named Augie. Okay, his real name is August Pullman. Okay, so however, Augie is known to be very peculiar because of his looks. Okay, and so he is so prone with bullying. So this book shows to us about friendship, loyalty, and also it also shares to us that it's not good to bully somebody. Okay, so I like this one. Okay, it also shares to us how important it is to love somebody in spite of his looks or her looks. Okay, and not judging somebody. Okay, looks can be deceiving. Okay, so that's the second one that I was able to read. Another by the same writer. So it's not obvious that I love RJ Palacio. So this one is entitled White Bird. Actually, this one is the version of a graphic novel. It all started first with a graphic novel, And since it was a very nice story, so it was being created into a novel. Okay, so it's by R.J. Palacio and with Erica S. Pearl. So what is this story all about? So it is connected with the boy named Julian. Julian is the bully in the book entitled Wonder. So it focuses on Julian after he was somehow expelled from his school because his parents will not really um, um, be humble enough to admit that their son really committed something bad in school. So Julian was having a short vacation to his grandmother. So this one is a tale of his grandmother and at the same time of the reason why he was named Julian. So it was his grandmother who named him as such. And there was a wonderful and heartwarming reason behind of his name. At the same time, it is also the name of his father. Okay? Because his grandmother has a very deep reason behind why. So White Bird, it's a wonderful story about freedom, about the importance of peace. So let's hope and pray that peace will always endure no matter what. Okay, so White Bird by R.J. Palacio. Okay, and another book that I read is a children's classic. I'm sure that you are all familiar with this one. So I have here Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. So of course everybody is familiar with the story of Anne. So Anne is an orphan girl. Okay, unfortunately, Anne was not really the first plan of uh, Matthew and Marilia, those two siblings who adopted Anne. Okay, however, they changed their mind because Anne is such a girl full of energy, wonder, and spirit. Okay, so it's also a very wonderful story. Okay, so Anne of Green Gables. Another book that I read is a middle grade book entitled Holes by Louise Sachar or Sakar. I'm not sure with how to pronounce the name. So Holes is a story of Stanley Yelnuts. His surname is also Stanley. Okay, so Yelnuts, Stanley. So it's a mix of some sort of comedy. At the same time, there is deep twist of the plots. At the same time, there are a lot of values to be learned from this story. Okay, especially perseverance and determination. At the same time, friendship. So there are a lot of values to be learned from this book. So Holes actually, again, as what I have said, is a story of Stanley Yelnats. So he is under a curse that began with his no good, dirty, rotten pig stealing great great grandfather, and has since followed generations of Yelnatses. Now, Stanley has been unjustly sent to a boys' detention center, Camp Green Lake. Actually, there was no water in that lake, where the boys build character by spending all day, every day, digging holes exactly 5 feet wide and 5 feet deep. There is no lake at Camp Green Lake, but there are an awful lot of holes. It doesn't take long for Stanley to realize that Camp Green Lake isn't what it seems, what could be buried under a dried up lake. It's up to Stanley to dig up the truth. So why is it entitled Holes? So find out if you are going to read this book. And at the same time, this one has a Newbery Medal. So it is a Newbery Medal awardee. Okay? And another book that I read is another Newbery Medal awardee. It's The Upstairs Room by Johanna Rees. So actually, it is a real story created by the writer herself. So it is her story during World War II, during the Nazi occupation. So guys, take note that they were hiding always so that they will not be taken away and to be sent into a camp. It's called death camp. Okay? And good thing they really survived. So find out what happened, okay, in this story. So a wonderful story also. It's very scary at times because again, take note, it's during a war. Okay? So I will really recommend this one also. Another book that I read is Daddy Long Legs by Gene Webster. So if you are familiar with Judy Abbott, which was created into an animated series before in the 80s, I guess, or in the 90s. This is the book which was being inspired by the animated series. So um, if I am going to rate this book, though, I did not really like it so much. So if I'm going to rate it, so maybe it's 3/5 because it's more on letter writing because Judy keeps on writing and sending letters to Daddy Longlegs. And why it's 3? Because I was expecting of a story sort of a book, not some sort of letters. So good thing I was able to see the animated series, so I was able to imagine what truly happened. Okay. However, it's a good read though. It's a good read, especially for young adults. So for me, it's not more on middle grade. It's more on a young adult sort of book. Okay. And another is The Princess Tales, Volume 2 by Gail Carson Levine. So in this book, there are 3 stories. So the first one is Cinderella's and the Glass Hill, Forbidden's Sake, and the Fairy's Room. So for the first one, we have Cinderella's and the Glass Hill. It is some sort of an adaptation of the fairy tale Cinderella. However, there's a twist because Cinderella's here is not a girl, but he's a boy. Okay? And the Glass Hill, so because one of the trials was he has to climb on a glass hill with his 3 horses. Okay? And the second one is For Biddle's Sake. This one is a story, some sort of a story of Rapunzel. Okay? And the third one, The Fairy's Return, is some sort of the story of the Golden Goose. Okay? Sort of way. So, it's very funny. It's very whimsical also. So, read this one also. And next is Circe. Circe by Madeline Miller. So, Circe, if you are familiar with Greek mythology, Circe is the daughter of a titan. Okay? And Circe was dubbed by her family as a witch, as somebody ugly or imperfect. However, Circe was able to find out at the end of this book that she's not really ugly. She is pretty. And she is not weak, but she is also very powerful. So it has also a lot of twists that you will not be expecting if you are fond of reading Greek mythology. So there are a lot of changes here. So I love this book. Next, one of my favorites, we have Nicholas St. North by William Joyce, and being partnered with Laura Geringer. So Laura Geringer is the publisher of this book, I guess. Yes. Okay. So the first book, actually there are five book set of the guardians of the childhood. So the first one is the story of uh, Saint Nicholas, or Nicholas Saint North. So actually he is Santa Claus. Okay. However, he is not the Santa Claus that you are expecting during Christmas. He is somebody who has no belly. He is very lean, and at the same time very quick and very brave. Okay, so find out what happened in this book. Read this one. I highly recommend you to read this one and the rest of the five books of the Guardians of Childhood. And another book that I love reading, and I am looking forward to have book two and book three of this one. Unfortunately, there were no stocks anymore, so I am hoping there will be new arrivals of book two and book three. So this one is book one, entitled Winter House. So it is a story of an orphan girl named Elizabeth Summers. Okay, she was living with her uncle and aunt, and then weeks before Christmas, she was sent to a hotel. So the name of the hotel is Winter House. There, she was able to have a lot of adventures. Adventures that are mixed with horror and whimsy. So there are a lot of things that are really happening in this story. So if you want to experience mystery, puzzles, solving something, so I highly recommend you to read Winter House by Ben Gotterson. So another book that I also love is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. So again, it is another Newbery Medal winner. So it is a story um, of a place, of a village, wherein every year they are going to send the youngest in the village outside, and to be put in the forest, because they all believe that the witch in the forest is asking for a of a sacrifice. So every year they are going to sacrifice a child. Okay? Unfortunately, the witch is not really asking for a sacrifice. The witch here is not a bad witch, rather a very good one. She was the one who is saving every child that is being placed in the forest, and somehow being left behind. And if there was no witch, those children will not be able to survive. So her job is to save those infants in the forest and bring them somewhere else in other villages to be adopted. So, however, this girl here, her name is I forgot her name. Actually, just I just finished it. Luna. Yes, the name of the girl is Luna. So, however, Luna is the infant that the witch Shan adopted, because she was able to feed the child the moon instead of the light of the stars. So, therefore, if you are therefore the girl is expected to be very powerful. Okay, so to somehow protect the girl, Shan is the one going to take good care of the girl, to train her. Okay, so it's a very wonderful story. There are a lot of twists also. It's about family, it's about love, it's a lot of things. So it's a wonderful story. Okay, another book, one of my favorites, I have here the two books by Jessica Townsend. So I have Nevermore and Wondersmith. So the for book one, it's entitled Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow, and book two is Wondersmith, The Calling of Morrigan Crow. So actually, it is a story of a girl named Morrigan Crow. For book one, she was known as a cursed child. Okay, his father doesn't like her because again, she's known as somebody who is bringing a lot of misfortunes in the family at the same time in their country or in their place. So also if she is going to reach at the age of 11, Morrigan Crow is set to die. Okay. However, that did not happen because she was whisked away or somehow saved by somebody in the name of Jupiter North. Okay, and she was being brought into the free state called the place Nevermore. Okay, so it's her adventure. Okay, and second book is Wondersmith. It's a wonderful second book, or it's a wonderful sequel to Nevermore. In here, she was able to discover one at a time her real power. She is known as a wondersmith. So all the child there must have a knack. Instead of the term magic, their term here is knack. So her knack is a wondersmith. So what is a wondersmith? So I want you to find out. I highly recommend you to read book 1 and book 2, and I have book 3, but I wasn't able to read it. So soon I will be reading book 3. So the book 3 is Hollow Pops. Okay? So that's it. And the last but not the least is Peter Pan and Wendy by J.M. Barrie and illustrated by Shirley Hughes. So this one is an abridged version of Peter Pan, okay? But you're going to still get what the original story was all about, okay? So it was a very quick read. You will be able to finish this one within an hour. So I love this book also because there are a lot of pictures here. It was being illustrated by Shirley Hughes, and it's a quick read, a wonderful story, and its flap also is very nice. Take a look. So there are stars, and the cover also is very nice. So if you can see it there, take a look. The stars will glint against the lights. So there you have it. So how many books that I read so far this year? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 books so far, and I am still read more before classes will start. So I hope you are enjoying this video. If you do, please like and subscribe for you to be updated with my future bookish vlogs. So thank you for coming. Take care. Bye bye.